Salutations, everyone, and I'm sorry for the long, silent info dump. But I thought it would be prudent to show some background. And I would like to welcome you to a first episode of a new, possibly series, from a somewhat older game called Vagrant Story, as you have probably seen, published in 2000 by what was then still Squaresoft, and now Square Enix. One of the last PlayStation games, and certainly, as you can see, one of its best looking games. And its, well, its genre is difficult to describe. It's something between a role-playing game and a dungeon crawler, a very tactical dungeon crawler. And as you can see, it has no voiceover, which allows me to talk during cutscenes and distract you while you read. And, well, let's get into it, I would say. And just enjoy the first non-interactive minutes, except for me pressing the circle button. Isn't he pretty? Also, I'd like to apologize for the few graphical glitches. I'm running this through an emulator so I can record it. And, well, that's why, for example, the text is so blocky. It's just a side effect of the increased resolution. And there comes our hero, Ashley Riot. What a name. Magic sword appearing out of nowhere. Yeah. And yes, that were his ass cheeks, you could see. Let's just say the clothing of a few people in this game is very, well, odd. You will just see later what I mean. Ooh, that doesn't look good. Yeah. But I really have to say, for a PlayStation game, this is really good looking. Ah. What a fool. Well, no one ever said he was good at sneaking. And I will just show you what I mean as we get to the first gameplay segment. What I mean between a mix between dungeon crawler and, well, tactical role-playing game, so to speak. Not really. So you have this real-time movement, and as you can see, the speech bubbles above the heads of the enemies show when they are going to attack. And as you can see, as soon as I decide to attack, a circle, a sphere opens around me, which shows me the range of my weapon. And apparently my scimitar, or whatever that is, has quite a large range, but no one is in range yet. And there is no... The game is more or less in real time, except that attacks and actions seem to be working on a sort of queue system, where actions are simply acted out in the how they were input. So the enemy is faster than you, then he attacks first, and while someone is attacking, nothing else can happen. And as you can also see, we can aim at different body parts. In this case, we have the left arm, the body, and the legs in range. And as you can see, we do different damage to different parts and have, as you see in the lower screen, different probability to actually hit them, or different accuracy. Let's get him into something closer range. As you can see now, we also can attack the head, which does the most damage of all areas, but has the least probability of being hit. So far, these probabilities are all very high for now, but later in the game, this will be hitting something will actually be an achievement. So let's keep it for now. And a critical hit at first. That was nice. And as you can also see, or could see in the lower left corner, another critical. Our character also has different body parts that can be damaged, in addition to his overall health. And each body part has a limited damage it can take, and once it is critically damaged, so to speak, you lose something. If your legs are damaged, you walk smaller. If your right arm is injured critically, you just can't attack as well. And so, some things like that. And there's Sydney, the man we came to apprehend. If you paid attention to the info dump at first. If not, well, I can't help you then. I'm sorry. There's too much going on here. And for those interested about it, this game is actually part of the Ivolus Alliance, which consists of a few other Squaresoft games, like for example Final Fantasy Tactics or Final Fantasy XII, but is sufficiently different to it that it is difficult to really classify as that. And he's pretty. And yes, he has metal claws. Because why not? And also no shirt. Well, at least he's listening. A bowgun. That's a word I didn't hear before. I thought it was a crossbow. And how is he? His trousers are impossibly low cut. Does he look like a knight? And as you can see, as I said before, some of the clothing choices of these people is odd. I can see where this is going. With these claw hands, try binding a rope with that, tying a rope. Well, never bring a sword to a bowgun fight. He looks surprisingly not dead. I'm sure he would listen to that. Magic sword! Yes! Sure, just doubt it. I'm sure if you doubt him hard enough, he would just die. Sure, it works like that. Scratch! Yeah. That's true, they teach us valuable moral lessons. And that is slightly random. And he sees in scan lines. Interesting. And he has a spear in his eye. Looks painful. Oh. I'm disappointed. But at least he left us his pet. And we barely defeated 2 enemies and we have our first boss fight on hand. That sounds fair. Yeah. So the safest place will be, of course, under his head, in case he will spew any fire or something. And, well, and his neck is actually his weak spot. Yep. As you can also see, the enemies attack relatively slowly in this game, so you can usually do several actions before it becomes critical. That was a very simple boss fight. Well, at least he left no carcass to clean up. That was very considerate of it. But they broke all the pretty classes. Someone has to fix that. Do you know how much work it does to fix these glasses? That's not easy. Two-dimensional pigeons, yay! At least they use up a minuscule amount of space. The end. That would have been mean. But not entirely, no, I'm afraid not. What? That makes no sense. Seriously, it doesn't. It does not follow. It's a non sequitur. I'm sorry, but seriously. And another guy with strange taste in clothes. That is quite ruthless. But it's a perfectly good estate. Why would you burn it? Does he speak in parentheses? I hope not. Hello. Sounds promising. I have to say, 5,000 people seems an oddly low number for a large city. A few zeros at least. 500,000, I would say, okay. But 5,000 for a city, an important city. I mean, look at it. It seems oddly low number for a large city. That is an oddly specific form of geography, I have to say. Probably not. What could be so bad? She already saw 2 corpses. Again, does not follow. How does the fact that there's only one way into Leamonde prove that he did go there? corpses. Dead people. We just saw 2 more. How's that well fortified? It has a door. That's all. And it opens from the outside, I like to add. That's not secure at all. That's true. Well, that leaves her speechless. Questions, questions, questions. Ooh, I smell politics. It's a miracle how his trousers stay up. That's true. Yes, keeping his trousers up. That's a very strange power. Ooh, that offers possibilities, ideas and fantasies. I'm sure nothing will go wrong. Nothing at all. Is he wearing sandals? Seriously, how do his trousers stay up? That is true. How? And apparently you can't open the door from the inside. Again, this is not secure at all. Actually, it's dangerous. You could potentially get trapped inside a wine cellar. And all you have to eat and drink would be wine. And it would get boring after a while. That wasn't ominous at all. Alright, and we have finally managed to get into the gameplay! Yay! But unfortunately, we are already near 30 minutes. So, let's just end this here now, and I will hopefully, probably, possibly continue this at another time. Until then, I wish you a most pleasant day, and goodbye.